What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy Dtlf back with another post-game recap as the Lakers fall again to the Golden State Warriors, 121 to 114. I feel I don't know how to explain it. I feel happy and upset at the same time. Now, obviously, it's just preseason. We're not talking about the loss, but there is something I want to talk about, and that's you know the sloppy turnovers really got me upset. I think that's the only thing that pissed me off. The rest I can deal with. And also, the lack of three-point defense is killing me, man. All they do is set a screen, they pull up, and they knock down threes. That's driving me crazy. But the Lakers make it interesting in the end, and I was very proud of them for fighting back. I'm sad, Dan. Don't be sad. It's just preseason. Look, I'll tell you this. Early in the game, it was disgustingly ugly. This was probably one of Russell Westbrook's worst games ever. I'm talking about rusty. Russ wasn't Russ tonight. He was rusty. He had 7 turnovers by himself. The Lakers as a whole had 27 turnovers. That's unheard of. I'm not sure I've ever seen a game with so many turnovers. But again, we have to remember the key factors of this team, guys. And the main thing is that we have 10 brand new faces, and they're still learning how to gel together. Mind you, we still haven't played a whole game completely as a full unit. So no need to get sad, Lakers, girl. Don't worry about it. But you got to love the fight in the end. Absolutely. The Lakers put up a fight, came back. I'm impressed by a couple players, all right? Now, I want to talk about the starters first. The starters, Malik Monk didn't have a necessarily good game today, but he's still a really good player. All right. DeAndre Jordan still continues to be the weakest link. He's getting exposed, especially on the defensive end. It's like there's sand in his feet or something holding him back because let me tell you, man, this man is not mobile anymore at all. But Russell Westbrook, again, horrible start. LeBron got hot a little bit in the second quarter, but overall didn't have a LeBron-type game. Obviously, they only played one half. The Warriors went all out, and they played their starters 3 quarters. So, that was a little surprising because you'd never want to risk injury. But at the same time, hey, is their team? I'm not worried about it. Austin Reaves has been such a beautiful surprise for the Lakers, man. The man plays excellent defense. He's in the passing lanes. He's active. He has active hands, and he's been knocking down shots. I think he's having one of the best preseasons we could even imagine, right? I think he might find himself, on the floor sooner or later if he keeps playing like this. That's all I'm going to say, and that's unexpected. THT continues to grow, still makes mistakes, but I really like what I saw. He can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. My boy said, I'm really sad we haven't won a game, Dan. It doesn't matter, brother. Thanks for the donation. Don't worry about the wins and losses. If anything, I mentioned this during Twitter. We want the Lakers to exercise their demons. And you want to see all the ugliness here in preseason, and that way they can shed that like a snake, and then, you can start off fresh once regular season starts. But we do want to see winning habits, and that's cutting down on turnovers. That's what has me the most disappointed. Think about this. 27 turnovers, and we only lost by 7 points. Imagine how much we would have won by if we would have kept it under 15, right? Think about that. So that's nuts. But again, so happy to have Rondo and Dwight. I think they were the best players in the game. Dwight absolutely killed it. I think he had like 23 points, 11 rebounds. He's going to kill it with our second unit. Trust me, guys. Those guys are going to get some great shots because of Dwight's second chance points and stuff like that. They're going to feel free to fire, having a beast down low that can rebound. That's great. He said, Dwight makes me laugh. THT's so raw. I think we will start off slow this year, but figure it out eventually. Yeah, 10 new faces, guys. I told you guys this preseason. I expect them to eventually gel just like the Miami Heat team, right? But I'll say the main thing is our 3-point defense is really concerning. That's the most thing that's concerning me right now. And, of course, we cannot have another repeat of these type of turnover games. 27 is way too much. It's basically – like I said, exercising those preseason demons, man. We have to come back better on Sunday versus the Suns. I want to see an improvement. Also, I'd like to see the complete team for at least 1 or 2 games because I feel like we need to know the rotations. We have no clue what these rotations are. He said younger guys should be given more PT. No perimeter defense. THT should control himself. Ellington is a disappointment for now. It's early, but yes, Wayne Ellington is not shooting good. Somebody mentioned this on my Twitter, and it made me think. Why is it that when shooters come to LA, they tend to, disappear? Like their shooting stroke is like Space Jam's Part 1 when, all their powers go away. I think it's just I hope he's just shaking off the jitters of playing for LA. There's a lot more pressure. But I think Wayne Ellington will be fine. I think the rest of the team as well. I think right now with Laker fans, we haven't won, so some of us we worry about stuff like that. But the rest of us, we look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture is the guys we were missing last year. Man, boy, did we miss those guys. I'm talking Rondo, the way Rondo was a huge reason why we came back. His defense, the way he was attacking the rim, playmaking, everything, man. Him, THT, and Hillbilly Kobe brought us back. And I think that was a beautiful thing because those are role players, but those aren't the main role players, right? According to everybody coming into the season, the main role players are supposed to be Kendrick Nunn, who, by the way, had himself a nice game today, probably his best game today. There's supposed to be Carmelo, Kendrick Nunn, Dwight Howard, guys like that, right? Guys that are known for doing things already in the league. The rest are still establishing themselves. So it's nice to see guys like THC, Hillbilly Kobe having big games because that means that those are extra pieces we can use on nights where injuries happen or nights when foul trouble happens or even nights when we need to switch it up. Quick little side note. I was shocked THC's minutes were sacrificed in favor of Wayne Ellington's. So I hope that's not something that we will see moving forward. I mean, this kid is too talented. He needs to be on the court. I know he's still out of control sometimes, but his jumper looks so much better. He's dunking on everybody, man. That weight loss really did. Jenny Craig really did him good. I'm telling you right now. So he said, do you think Russ was nervous? Russ was rusty. All right. And here's the thing about Russell Westbrook. He's coming in trying to play, making stuff, but the Warriors, give them credit. They played solid defense tonight. I mean, they forced 27 turnovers. Some of those were just stupid mistakes on our part. But you got to give them defense. They were playing the passing lane. They expected Russ to drive and kick, so they were anticipating it. Russ needed to be a little more aggressive to start off, get some layups in the paint, and then once he draws in the defense, then kick it out and do his thing. I feel like as the game progressed, he started getting a little more comfortable, but they're going to have to learn each other's tendencies. A lot of turnovers were just based off of miscommunication. For example, Rondo was looking for the three-point shooter in the corner. Corner guy was moving out to the elbow, and then they throw it out of bounds. Stuff like that. And this is just repetition and running together. They need to they need to play together, right? Russ, I never seen him play so bad in his career. This was work though, but I'm glad it happened during the preseason. That's key. That's key. Whatever ugliness happens needs to happen during the preseason. That way, like I said, they exercise their demons and they come in clean slate into the season, knowing what they should and shouldn't do, right? But I don't expect Russ to have too many games like this. He might have one or another here and there, but this is what we know about Westbrook. Even when he turns the ball over, we know the effort is going to be there come regular season. We know he's a triple-double machine. He's somebody who will push the pace. And he's somebody that's going to continue to get better with his teammates and make his teammates better. She said Kent balled out, Dan. Yes, I almost forgot about Kent Bazemore. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, he was knocking down shots, especially there to end the second quarter. Kent Bazemore is one of these guys that I think he was like a throw-in in a lot of our minds, at least in mine. I wasn't expecting too much from him, but if he can come in shooting like this and playing excellent defense the way he's been playing to start the quarter, Steph couldn't get nothing off. Eventually, obviously, he got it going and all that typical Steph Curry. But I think that's the type of intensity that they're going to have to guard these type of Western Conference guards like Curry and guys like that. The way that Bazemore and Russell Westbrook were out there in the perimeter, he couldn't even get a shot off. So we started off right. We just started out slow, man, offensively. But defensively, it was like 9-2 at one point. So we were looking good. And then, boom. He said Dodgers got shut out. I know, man. I was flipping back and forth, man. But hopefully they bounce back tomorrow, man. Dodgers got to sleep on it, and they got to think about this one, man. And hopefully they come back better. But yeah, 26 turnovers, way too much. And again, the defensive schemes have to improve. Guys have to be sharper off of screens because we're trailing way too much on the pick. If we go under, we're trailing on the screen. They're attacking the rim, getting layups. If we go over, we're trailing. If we go under, we're not closing off hard enough or switching. We need to communicate better. But again, just preseason, I definitely like the fight. That really put my mind at ease. And I definitely like from where we got the production in the end. Want to talk about the rookie now, man. I want to talk about Austin Reaves, Hillbilly Kobe. Wow. wow, he's really been a revelation for us here in this preseason. I think that's the biggest win for us right now. Yes, we haven't got a win, but I'll take a shooting, defending, playmaking rookie out of this, right? He might be the replacement for AC Fresh, man. I didn't think I'd say it this early, but he's really bringing that type of energy. The way he was playing the passing lanes today, did you guys see how many steals he had? Man, and he's a pure shooter, man. When he's open, I like his handles too. You got to tighten him up a little bit more, but I like the way he played. Absolutely like the way he played. And the thing about him, he's only going to get better. Now, Malik Monk had one of his worst games. He only had 3 points. LeBron James 9. I thought he looked really good at times, controlling the pace. Cam Bazemore 11, solid. Dwight Howard was the player of the game by far. 23 points, 3 assists, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. Absolutely filling up the stat sheet. That's what you always have to expect from him. Kendrick Nunn, one of his better games, man. 5 rebounds, 13 points, 2 assists. And Taylor Horton Tucker with 19. Let's talk about this kid, Taylor Horton Tucker, THT. How y'all feel about him? I feel like he improved. Now, obviously, there's still some things he has to get better at, decision making, but he has some nice passes there in the third quarter. He was a huge reason why we caught up, started knocking down some shots, man, and he's taking that three, confidently. I love what I'm seeing out of him. I think he's getting ready to take another step in his career this season, but it's going to depend on Vogel if he gives him the green light. As far as the starting lineup, like I said, I told you guys I prefer Malik Monk coming off the bench because I feel like there he can be one of the top options. You saw he kind of didn't get too many touches playing alongside Russ and LeBron, right? He got like maybe 2-3 shots. So that for those reasons, I think I still want him off the bench along with THT and those guys. We're gonna have a phenomenal bench. THT got better, not gonna lie. Man, I told you guys the kid is special, man. Some of his layup package, slashing, ball handling is really phenomenal. I don't think people understand. We haven't had an athlete like this in a while as a young player with this type of potential. He said Taylor Horton Tucker is a point guard, not a small forward. I think he's versatile. I think he could play 1 through 3. Hillbilly Kobe for reals, absolutely. Dan, DJ is so bad. I told you guys don't expect too much from DeAndre Jordan. He's not that bad. He's just okay. He needs spotty minutes. Meaning, if he's not going to start, he really shouldn't see many minutes. We might need another big off of free agency. Like I said, I would love a Kevin Love type because he can rebound, outlet pass, and knock down threes, which is kind of something we could use. We have the enforcer and Dwight off the bench, but we could use another floor spacer like Kevin Love to open things up for guys like Westbrook and LeBron in the paint. But, man, you know what? These young players playing the way they did really got me excited tonight. I'm taking the little wins over the overall losses. Yes, it's preseason. But remember, Steph Curry played damn near the whole third quarter. So, yeah, they won by 7 points. Congratulations. Doesn't count, though. 0-3, okay. But we're learning each other. We're getting better. I don't like the turnovers. Again, subtract 10 of those 27, and we win the game with ease, maybe by 15 points. So I got to take the little things, the good things. We're talking about the bad things, but we got to talk about the good things. He said Ellington and Nunn, thumbs down. I like Kendrick Nunn. He's only going to get better. We can't discard players this early in preseason, guys. Remember, a lot of guys coming off of the offseason, they got to knock off this rust. That's what you guys really saw with Russell Westbrook. You know, he looked like Rusty Westbrook tonight. He truly was not that great for that. Absolutely. Without his 7 turnovers, I think we win the game again. But they're finding each other. Can't be hating on Westbrook. This is where you separate the real from the fake, man. Anybody panicking on these players, giving up on them, it's way too early, man. You're having a horrible knee-jerk reaction. We got to sit back, let them get comfortable, give them at least 10 games during the regular season before we truly start breaking down who's gonna fit in where and who should deserve the bulk of the minutes. I'm gonna take it really easy on these guys for the first 10 games, and then after that we will start breaking them down. You know how I do it every year, guys. You gotta be patient, gotta be level-headed, you gotta come back down to reality. Oh, I'm definitely not worried. He said Westbrook was rusty tonight. Absolutely. People hating on the team way too early. I think people are more concerned than hating. But yes, if you're hating, you're not a fan. You should never hate on your team. Even when we have those 17 win seasons, not it's one thing to panic and be concerned about your team. It's another thing to hate, right? What will be your rotation? My rotation, I've mentioned it several times. Okay, my rotation is gonna be Westbrook. It's gonna be Wayne Ellington at the 2. I feel like he just fits in more as a catch and shoot spot up guy. Um, and then LeBron 3. I'm going AD 4 still, and I'll have DeAndre Jordan at the 5 for now, unless we get another big. But only, like I said, he's our weakest link, and I'll give him like 15 minutes a night, no more than that. The rest goes to Dwight. 30 plus minutes have to go to Dwight off the bench. And the bench is where I'm really excited, guys, this year, because you see what THT, you see what Malik Monk has done off the bench. You see what Kendrick can do. You see what Melo can do. And Dwight, and not to mention Rondo. We still got Ariza coming back and Kent Bazemore. So that bench is going to be serious, man. I'm even as excited as I am for the starters. We know they're going to perform. All right. Once they get it together, they're going to be good to go. The bench is what really has me hyped this year, man. Hey, Rios, appreciate you so much. She said, everyone relax. It was Westbrook and Braun's first game back. Patience, my friends. Couldn't have said it better myself. Absolutely. But we have to be encouraged about the little things. Like I said, Rondo and Dwight are going to have a huge impact on this team. I don't know if you guys noticed the way Rondo was talking to the team, making them play harder. He brought up the intensity and focus of his teammates, and they started knocking down shots, getting back on defense, getting deflections. He's like a floor general on both ends of the floor out there, man, and that's priceless for your team. We miss Rondo, man. Shout out Rondo. Dwight, same thing. He's like the anchor on this team, blocking shots, getting rebounds. How many offensive rebounds did he have tonight? I have no idea. He probably had like 5 or 6, and then put back dunks, and he knocked down some free throws in the end, clutch free throws to give us a chance to be within the game. So that was huge. And then, not to mention, like I said, the scoring abilities of those other guards, Malik Monk, THT, Kendrick Nunn. It's gonna be a fun season. People don't understand that we're barely starting to scratch the surface. This is the Lakers scratching the surface. Okay, this isn't the Lakers even with 1 foot in the door yet, let alone their whole body in the door. Just wait. You just wait. He said Austin can be a lockdown defender. Yeah, I said it. I love what he brings, man. I love what he brings. I'm not going to compare him to nobody. I don't want to, I don't want to put that kind of pressure on him, but I really like him a lot. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he becomes. Man, we saw him in Summer League. We were impressed, and we're seeing him in preseason even more impressed. It would be nice to see a glimpse of the big 3 on Sunday. Yes, I think we need that. Absolutely. I feel like they need to play together just so we can just get it out. Just the cat's out of the bag. Okay, now we know what to expect. We know where to improve. Right now, let's be honest. If AD would have played this game, that would have made a huge difference in the paint. No layups for them. And, again, Russell Westbrook, not the best game, but he's going to get a lot better. I think, to be honest with you, I saw him today and I didn't see the effort. So I'm thinking, okay, he's not trying to hurt himself. It was probably instructed by the coaching staff. Hey, man, just take it easy out there. Try to get a feel, knock off some cobwebs. You'll be straight. We know what you bring to the team, right? My boy, Lakers. Then he said, well said, Dan. Can't wait for the regular season. Yeah, man. You know what? All I wanted to see tonight was fight, brother. That's all I wanted to see. And we saw that in the second half. So I'm very happy with that, Again, 27 turnovers is not going to happen a single time in the season. If it does, you're going to see veins pop out of my head right here in the post game. So it better not happen, right? But look, rotation's got to tighten up too, because I don't know what Frank's doing right now. Like, why Malik Monk and Kent Bazemore start over Wayne Ellington? Like, we need to have some consistency there. So hopefully he sticks with something when the regular season starts, because I don't want to see a change of lineups. And that's something I think he already talked about. He said, MFers are looking too optimistic. We're not looking good. Look, man, you got to take the dubs, bro. We're not looking anything. You haven't seen this team at its full strength yet. So how can you dissect the full team if you haven't seen its full strength? Wait till you see the full roster out there. Look, by the way, opening night, we're going to see the full roster most likely, assuming nothing happens and everybody's injury-free. If they come out here and they drop 26 turnovers, now be concerned. Yes, it's only one game, but we don't want to see that trend continue into regular season. They have to cut back on turnovers. The good thing is that coach has a ton of film to show his team on all the mistakes they did. That's what you want. You want to learn. You want to grow. You want to exercise the demons preseason. You don't want to look like this. And if this is not acceptable for regular season, and especially not for postseason. But preseason was ugly. Let's be honest. The Warriors started off really ugly too. They were like 1 for 20 to start the game. So it's not like we're the only team looking rusty out here. Don't worry about it. He said, you can tell what this team looks like until LeBron, Westbrook, and AD play together. Exactly. Exactly. He said, I feel. Uh, I lost that comment. My bad. I feel like Jordan Poole is going to be a problem for us. Jordan Poole is going to be a problem for the league. I've been watching him play this preseason. He's been putting up big numbers, not just on us. Yes, we played shitty defense on him tonight, but he's somebody who can score, man. And he's been getting better progressively. Now, here's the thing about Steve Kerr's offensive schemes: they allow almost anybody to have a green light. So that really installs confidence in an offensive-minded player, and Jordan Poole is just that. I mean, that crossover was nasty when he did a step back, knocked that down. I mean, Jordan Poole definitely has some skills, but I feel like the Lakers sharpen up on defense. He's definitely not getting no 28 to 30 on us in regular season. That's a fact. He said, hey, Dan, it's not layup killed that the Lakers. He said they're slow in perimeter defense. Warriors shot the lights out in the perimeter. I agree. Our perimeter defense has to improve. But you know where we struggle? We're good on ball. It's once they set a screen, everybody gets lost. Communications all over the place. People freeze up. They have to get better on that end. And I'm pretty sure Frank will fine tune them. We've been a top defensive team for the last 2 seasons. We've been a top 10 defensive team the last 2 seasons. So that's all we got to do. Offensively, you see the firepower. It's there. We got to 114 without LeBron or Westbrook in the second half. And in the first half, they didn't provide much offense anyways. So you see we got the firepower. Now it's all about the defense, communication, limiting turnovers. We got 114 points with 27 turnovers. Keep it under 15. That's my goal per game. If I'm the Lakers, I say keep it under 15. We know there's going to be turnovers. Stars turn the ball over because they try some fancy shit sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's going to be turnovers. But what we want is more production. We want more shots in turnovers. We want guys to be sharp. We want players to know exactly where your teammates are cutting so they can pass the ball on point. We want guys just to be doing the right thing. We had way too many knuckleheaded turnovers tonight. We can't have that, man. He said, yo, Dan, who you got tomorrow, Wilder or Fury? I got Wilder, man. I got the Bronx Bomber, bro. I'm a fan. As far as Fury goes, I just want him to get knocked out. He's too cocky, man. So, yeah, I'm going for Deontay Wilder for sure. He said, Monk will get cooked by Poole, Dan. He said, would rather put Bazemore on Poole. Well, you know what? I told you anyways. I wanted Malik Monk off the bench. I feel like there's, you guys saw a lot of people were clamoring for him to be a starter, and I don't have no problem with it. My only thing is I want him to be one of the primary options because offensively he has a whole package. He can get to the rim. He could, pull up off of screens. He can create for himself. He has a nice handle package. And, he, like I said, his layup package is crazy too. He attacks the rim like one of the elite slashers in this game. So all I got to say is, I prefer him personally off the bench. I feel like him with the rest of the scoring punch off the bench, I feel like they're going to mesh well. And like I said, those guys can jack up shots all they want confidently knowing you have Dwight down there. You guys ever play real basketball? You ever had, have you ever had a big man rebounding for you? Your shooting percentages just go up knowing that if you miss, somebody down there is going to be crashing the glass. It's different when you have a real, somebody who really crashes the glass for sure. Dan, the Lakers need another wing. Maybe so. With the injury to Trevor Ariza, we might, but I think we could hold out, man. With this, Hillbilly Kobe revelation, we might be able to hold it down at the small forward position, especially if THT can get some heavy minutes there. If he can't get him at the guard, put him at the 3 or the 2. I'm happy with that. He said, to be honest, it's better to keep Brown, Russ, and AD healthy than to have them injured in the first few regular games. But we got to see them all play together to get that chemistry. I agree with you. I mean, I'm not mad that they're resting at all. I want to see at least one game or two before preseason of at least a quarter or two. We don't even need to see them the whole game. As you see, we have enough scoring punch. Put them, in the second half, you could sit them down or whatever. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Look, he said, every time I watch you, Lakers lose, I think I'm bad luck. Nah, man, it's just preseason. It's really not about the dubs or the losses. You got to look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture is we fought hard, and 27 turnovers is probably not going to happen for the rest of the season. Hopefully not, because that's atrocious. And we were still in there within 7. So you got to take all that, man. I love the fight. That's all I wanted tonight. Once we were down 20, I said, Lakers, I just want to see fight. And that's exactly what they gave me. So again, I'm so happy to have that veteran leadership off the bench. Carmelo, Rondo, Dwight, that's going to be huge for the Lakers. Them by themselves, those three that I just mentioned by themselves are going to help us win games this season. And then you factor in Kendrick, Malik, THT, Trevor Ariza when he comes back, Kemp Bazemore. We have, I believe, the deepest bench in the league. Who has a deeper bench than us? Who has that type of depth? Those guys could probably start on some mid-tier team if you think about it. Reaves has a nose for the ball for sure, man. The kid is very smart, high defensive basketball IQ, and offensively, he doesn't force anything. I really like that about him. You know, when he got a steal and he attacked the rim, he really got fouled, but we weren't getting those calls, of course, right? We weren't getting no calls tonight. They were getting all the calls. Shoot, when the guy elbowed Dwight, if Dwight would have did that to somebody, it would have been a flagrant. But Dwight just gets 2 free throws out of it. It's like, wow, we get no respect. But it's all good. Look, again, gotta take the positives. There were plenty of positives tonight, guys. A lot of positives, but there were also some negatives, a lot of negatives as well. So gotta take the good with the bad, learn from it. Hopefully they get a lot better. Any last questions before I get off tonight, man? Because it's been a long night for me. Is that they actually fought in the fourth, to be honest. I mean, we didn't win, but at least we know we can still hustle. For sure. For sure. And we saw what the future looks like. I think THT, Hillbilly Kobe, and maybe even Malik Monk, if we can re-sign him in the future, are bright spots for this, you know, for the future young core of this team. He said, Dan, I hate this 4-guard lineups. The 4-guard lineups don't work versus certain opposition. Like, for example, when we're playing zone defense and we have one center out there, why were we playing zone? They're going to rotate. We know Golden State is good at rotating the ball. There's certain schemes that the coaching staff ran that I was just like, okay, why do we have a center out here if we're gonna zone? They're just gonna rotate it. They're gonna drive inside, kick it out, and find the open man, whoever's the big man is guarding, right? Because their rotation is obviously gonna be slow. That's really where they won the game in the end, right? They went small, we stayed big. There's times where I'd say, okay, it's okay to go small, right? This would have been one of them. Especially when we were coming back, we were only down by 1 point, and we were playing some good 3-2 zone. But unfortunately, like I said, you know, Frank's sometimes very slow on his defensive adjustments. It took him a while before he made the right substitutions throughout the second half even. You know, once he got the right combinations, I feel like, okay, we got the right combinations. We made a nice little run, right? But another thing that pissed me off about him, we were down by 1. They called a timeout. THT wasn't in the game. I'm like, he was one of the main pillars that brought us back. So James Miller said, Westbrook, ? Yeah, he did not play good today. And that's me being polite, you know. But again, first game, you know, from the offseason, I'll give him benefit of the doubt. He didn't even look like he was trying. When Westbrook tries, you'll see it. You know, he'll be coming down full head of steam. No, ain't nobody stopping him unless you put him at the free throw line. And he didn't have any of those. He had maybe 1 or 2 plays where he attacked like that. So again, I feel like the instruction from the coaching staff is, hey, LeBron, AD, Russell, just take it easy. No matter if we lose, we just kind of want you to knock off the rust, get a feel for the game, and then come regular season, do what you do. He said not playing small ball killed us last year. He used it to win a chip, but then didn't use it at all last year. We're going to improve, I'm sure. His rotations have to improve as well. They have to be situational, you know, changes. He said, we will be in trouble if Poole becomes the Warriors' second Klay Thompson. I told you guys about the Warriors. I said, everybody's talking about Utah and Phoenix, but the real second best team to watch, if they're healthy and if Klay comes back healthy, is going to be the Warriors. Not only that, but we didn't even see their main draft pick, Kuzmingas or something like that. That kid is nice too, you know. And I don't even think Wiggins here. Wiggins didn't play, so they were missing some pieces too. So, you know, I think it's very interesting how they're going to look when they're complete and how we're going to look. We play them early and often in the season, so we have to Kuminga. Okay, that's his name. Kind of wish last season JaVale did not leave. JaVale was great regular season, but he sucked in the playoffs, man. He got bullied in the playoffs in the West Coast. He said, I agree on your take on the Warriors. Yeah, man. They're stacked. And they didn't trade the draft pick, so they became deeper, if you think about it. Had they made a trade for a star, they would have gutted their team a little bit. But since they kept all that depth, all that wing depth, all that size. They're going to be a little bit better this year. And I keep forgetting about their second overall pick from last year, James Wiseman. I still think he has a super bright future. So the Warriors are going to be a force to reckon with, and it's going to be a fun to battle them for the West this season. It's going to be a blast, man. I'm looking forward to it. He said Orlando Dwight came out there and carried us. He looked amazing, man. Dwight, this is why we brought him back. This is why we were excited when he re-signed. And so did Rondo, man. He's just a true point guard by definition. Floor general. Gets everybody in their spots, runs the proper offensive sets. Defensively, he's running back, coaching guys on the floor. He's something else, man. Kind of like having Rondo around, our championship contending team is kind of like what Dallas had with Jason Kidd before he retired, when they had him and he was over here just running stuff. He was actually starting for them, but same type of floor general, same type of leader. I'm looking forward to it. He said they're in the hunt to get Brandon Ingram. That would be a crazy addition. I'm curious if the Pelicans would do it, because they're trying to, the Pelicans are trying, I don't know, the Pelicans always trying some crazy stuff, man. They really shouldn't have let Lonzo go like that. But it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, it's just preseason, guys. We can only go up from here. And again, as long as we stay healthy, we already lost one of the troops, man, in Trevor Reaves. So we got to make sure that with the rest of the preseason, we don't get nobody else hurt at all. And that's the biggest win of all. We can go 0-5, 0-6, whatever. But come regular season, you're going to see players like Russell Westbrook turn up and just go off. Trust. You're going to see LeBron actually try. You're going to see Anthony Davis. Hopefully, we get the better, new and improved, stronger in the paint Anthony Davis that we're all hoping for. But this preseason is more so for the role players. If you've noticed, we're starting to kind of see the identity of these role players and which ones are going to be key factors in the season. And I think that's what we have to kind of look at the bigger picture and hope that they keep improving as a unit. All right, because turnovers, 3-point defense, pick and roll defense, a lot needs to improve. So let's just continue to, as my boy right here said, trust the process, even though I don't like saying that because Joel Embiid says that. But yes, we do need to trust the process, and let's keep improving. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Let's hope the Dodgers bounce back, because this was an ugly showing for them as well. It was pretty much a double-sided loss to the same San Francisco, for both of our teams. So one didn't count, and one is a playoff. So, obviously, different severity. But let's hope the Dodgers get a lot better, man, because, man, that was tough to see tonight. That was tough to watch in spurts. So thank you guys again. Don't forget to smash the like button. I'll see you guys right here Sunday for that pregame, and we'll talk basketball, baby. All right, man. Have a great night, Laker Nation. Much